Gumbaynggirr, Nyayam Matthew, Nyayam Gumbaynggirr Jambur. I'm the project coordinator for Coffs Harbour Local Aboriginal Land Council, and Coffs Harbour Local Aboriginal Land Council has been engaged by Natural Resource Commission in a response to a request for proposal for Aboriginal cultural values and renewal assessment in New South Wales forests post wildfires. It's got a major focus question, and that is to what extent are Aboriginal values, knowledge and people involved in forest management and decision making. Coffs Harbour and District Local Aboriginal Land Council put together their own cultural impact survey team led by a senior cultural heritage site officer.
My name's Ian Brown. I'm a Gumbaynggirr man. So my job is to take my younger assistants out and I can teach them how to respect the landscape, how to read the landscape and pass on the knowledge that I have.
Protocol number 1 should be acknowledgement that we've been here and we're still here. And then everything else that stems from that, right? So we were here, what happened when we were here?
The responsibilities are clearly defined. As simple as saying, protect this scar tree, protect this animal, protect this rock art, protect this place.
The land is everything. There's nothing else in the world. So I have to look after this place. I have a duty of care in it. We all do as Aboriginal people.
But back when our ancestors would go, okay, the animals are moving this way or it's getting to winter, now's a good time to start burning.
Yeah. I think every Aboriginal loved fire burning. Yeah.
It's our ancestors going, okay, now it's time to be able to do a burn. But because the European was there going, no more burning.
Australia was built on fire. The plants were built on fire. So you can't stop something that's happened for thousands and thousands of years.
We had them 2019-20 wildfires that come through and devastated a lot of country.
Dead is too hot, the wildfires, and they wipe out most of the scar trees.
Nothing could survive in that.
And that high intensity fire is what is causing the big impacts to our cultural assets out in the bush.
There's not many cultural assets left, unfortunately, after the last wildfire season.
Cultural items are scar trees that are out there. Got, really old scar trees over 1,000 years old that are out there.
The bush will never return to its former self. I don't think so. Not the Australian bush. It won't return back to Australian bush in our lifetime or my children's lifetime, or maybe not even my grandchildren's lifetime.
We don't want them fires to come back through again.
We need to have more control over how they manage forests and their fires.
The one way that we know that protects known and unknown cultural assets is putting cultural fire in.
Fire is a very good tool if handled correctly.
We do cool burning, so we come in the cooler parts of the year. When we light up the burn, it kind of is just trickling over the top layer of the ground.
I understand that Rural Fire Service, national parks and also forestry have got a different aspect of how they like to do the burnings, but if you do more of a culture burn, at least you can say that's not going to actually destroy everything what's in sight.
Locking up my sites. They're going to lock up one of my major sites. It's an increased site, and that's our history. Not only to show people what trees used to be like in the day, but what damage we've done since we've been here.
To potentially lose, the evidence of occupation pre-European, which is important to preserve, very important to preserve for our people.
The people up high don't even hear what we say.
Our old people managed to look after country for 10,000 years.
They talk about us like uneducated blackfellas.
But we're more educated than what they realise, you know, when it comes to managing the forests and land.
We need to have more Aboriginal people in higher up seats in these government positions.
Through cultural fire, through visitation, through respect, connection, knowing the country and the stories behind it. And we just got to reincorporate it into today's society.
Yeah, instead of the government handing land over to national parks and forestry and places like that, how about them hand it back to the traditional owners? Exactly, and let us manage that area. Turn it back into healthy bush. Use the resources that are in those areas traditionally.
I believe it's a way of re-establishing respectful, healthy relationship with country again, where we're trying to get country healthy again.
Then we might start getting some sort of repair done to Australia. No, it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen over 1,000 months either. 200 years to stop it, it's going to take more than 2,000 years to fix it. You know? We've got to start somewhere, and it's got to be now.